everyone! Today we're kicking off a new series here on MUNDO-XP, diving into the recent updates in Minecraft. First things first, let's unpack Mojang's new strategy, which replaces the old annual updates with something called game drops.
That's right. Starting in 2025, Mojang began releasing smaller, more frequent updates throughout the year, the so-called game drops. They vary in size and content and are usually announced right after the related snapshot has been tested. The goal is to deliver new features continuously, without the long wait between major versions.
Another key change, the traditional mob votes during Minecraft Live have been suspended. Now, all new content is introduced directly through game drops, without relying on community voting.
Mojang stated they plan to release between 1 and 4 drops per year, adjusting that number depending on the complexity of each update, which gives them more flexibility to add or delay features as needed.
These game drops are similar to the old snapshot system, but come as official, stable versions, released simultaneously for both Java and Bedrock editions.
Several drops have already been released this year. Spring to Life, March 2025, with mob variants, firefly bushes, new foliage, and ambient sounds. And Chase the Skies, June 17, 2025. Which will be the main focus of our upcoming episodes.
This shift has changed the pace for both development and the community. Updates now come more quickly and reactively, increasing the release rhythm, but also demanding more from servers, modders, and players alike.
Also, game drops no longer follow a single yearly theme. While Spring to Life focused on ambience and fauna, Chase the Skies brings mechanics centered on movement, aerial exploration, and visual fidelity.
In the next episodes, we'll take a deeper look at each of these game drops, starting with today's highlight, everything that Chase the Skies introduces, from the Happy Ghast to the new vibrant visuals. Today, we're diving into the Chase the Skies game drop, released on June 17, 2025. This update makes the sky the new frontier, literally, with new flying mechanics and a fresh layer of visual experience.
The highlight here is the new mob, the Happy Ghast. It spawns by hydrating a dried ghast block with water, which creates a gas sling. After about 20 minutes, or faster if fed snowballs, it evolves into the Happy Ghast, which can carry up to 4 players at once.
To fly, you need to craft a special harness using 3 leather, 2 glass blocks, and 1 wool. This allows you to control the ghast's movement. There's also a new achievement, Stay Hydrated, earned when you hydrate a dried ghast.
Leads have also been improved. Now you can chain multiple mobs to form caravans, or even tether boats to the Happy Ghast, turning it into a kind of flying cargo system. And crafting leads is now simpler. They only require string.
Another long-requested feature, craftable saddles. You can now make them with 3 leather and 1 iron ingot. They're also removable with shears, which helps with reuse.
For teams, there's the new Player Locator Bar, a HUD element just above the XP bar that shows color-coded icons indicating direction and distance to teammates, including vertical height. You can hide your position by crouching, using invisibility, or wearing a pumpkin head.
Visually, the Vibrant Visuals feature adds a lot. Volumetric shadows, water reflections, biome-based fog, swaying foliage, and dynamic lighting. For now, it's only available on Bedrock, but Mojang has hinted that it may come to Java later.
Other adjustments include dried ghast now spawns naturally near fossils in the nether or can be traded with piglins. Cloud rendering and in-flight camera alignment have been improved. Fog and dynamic cloud settings are now enabled. New paintings and ambient soundtracks were added as part of this drop. These changes promote vertical exploration, smoother co-op gameplay, and refined visuals, redefining the traditional Minecraft experience.
Today we're focusing on hotfix 1.21.7, released on June 30th, 2025. It landed shortly after Chase the Skies to fix critical bugs and introduce new content inspired by the upcoming Minecraft the movie.
The main highlight is the new music disc, Lava Chicken, composed by Hyper Potions. It's inspired by the iconic chicken jockey scene from the movie. Players can obtain it by defeating a chicken jockey, a baby zombie riding a chicken, and it emits a comparator signal strength of 9 when played in a jukebox.
Another addition is the painting Good Boy, a 3x3 canvas depicting Dennis the Wolf from the movie. The artwork was created by Sarah Boving, and it's now officially available in the Java edition as well.
This hotfix also includes a number of critical bug fixes, such as rendering issues with the moon and maps on Qualcomm GPUs, particle effects from dispensers and underwater fog not displaying correctly, a glitch that allowed players to phase through the Happy Ghast, texture blackout on glowing signs, memory leaks caused by reloading resource packs, which led to out-of-memory errors.
It also addresses server-side crashes caused by trial chambers, making this hotfix especially important for server admins.
The update was first released as a release candidate and was quickly confirmed as the final version after no new issues were reported by the end of June 2025.
This hotfix reflects Mojang's evolving approach. Even major updates now receive fast follow-up patches with both stability improvements and fresh content, reinforcing the ongoing game drop strategy.
With Lava Chicken and Good Boy, Minecraft strengthens the connection between its cinematic and in-game worlds while giving players more collectibles and much-needed stability.
In the third game drop of 2025, Minecraft introduces the Copper Golem, a player-built creature made of copper that directly interacts with item storage, bringing more utility to players' everyday gameplay.
The golem is crafted using copper blocks and a carved pumpkin. Once created, it spawns alongside a copper chest. Here's how it works. Items placed in the copper chest are automatically sorted and transferred into nearby chests, based on item categories, as long as they're within its range. 32 blocks horizontally and 8 vertically.
The Golem transports up to 16 items at a time, prioritizing stacks that already exist. This is a practical upgrade compared to complex redstone sorting systems.
The update also adds copper tools and armor, which are placed between stone and iron in durability, mainly intended for early game progression, giving players more flexibility before reaching iron.
This marks an important moment for copper, which now shifts from a purely decorative material to a truly functional resource.
The community response has been enthusiastic. On Reddit, players commented, "The Copper Golem is making a return. Yay! Always loved and voted for Copper Golem. Thanks, Mojang." And another wrote, "Did they just add item sorting? Inventory crud being less annoying. Woo!"
These reactions highlight how the new functionality brought real value, especially for casual players or those who don't enjoy complex redstone systems.
Alongside the golem, the update includes the copper chest, which oxidizes over time, though players can wax it to preserve its appearance, and the new copper gear, which fills an important gap in early game progression.
Copper now plays a much more strategic role in the game, impacting not only base functionality, but also resource planning and efficiency.
The Copper Golem marks a shift in mob design. More utility, less combat, in line with the game drop strategy of delivering meaningful, gameplay-altering content.
In this episode, we dive into the Spring to Life game drop, released on March 25th, 2025. This update transforms the overworld with diverse wildlife and immersive environmental effects.
Starting with mob variants, pigs, cows, chickens, and sheep now spawn in cold or hot versions depending on the biome, such as frosty pigs in the taiga and golden sheep in deserts.
These variants aren't just cosmetic, they help create unique atmospheres in each region, enhancing biome immersion across the map.
The update also introduces visual and ambient sound effects, falling leaves, scattered foliage, wildflowers, and blocks like the firefly bush, which emits firefly particles at night.
In desert biomes, wind sounds and rustling from dry shrubs now have dedicated soundscapes.
Some existing blocks also got updates: lotus blossom eggs, new spawn eggs, and a more accessible lodestone recipe aimed at early game progression.
On Reddit, the Brazilian community shared their excitement. When updating an old world, the new stuff spawns in the chunks you haven't explored yet. Just go explore. And another enthusiast added, "This update is everything I've wanted since I first played Minecraft." These comments show how the update reignites the joy of rediscovery in every new release.
This drop signals a new phase of interactive environments with more life and ambience. It brings features we've long admired in fantasy worlds into Minecraft's own universe.
With new elements for exploration, decoration, and immersive sound design, Spring to Life redefines how the overworld's environment feels and evolves.
In the next episodes, we'll explore how these effects develop in Bedrock Edition and how they set the stage for what's coming next. We've reached the 6th episode in the series, where we'll explore what's next for the Minecraft universe and how the community is reacting to the latest updates.
Following the release of the Copper Golem, all eyes are on version 1.21.100, the next wave of snapshots and game drops. Mojang has already enabled experimental features in early Bedrock builds, laying the groundwork for upcoming content, including biome physics improvements, enhanced leads, and new ambient particle systems.
In addition, the dev diaries and patch notes hint at the continuation of vibrant visuals, the graphics upgrade package that debuted on Bedrock. It's expected to roll out on Java later in 2025, bringing detailed effects such as biome-specific fog, improved reflections, and dynamic lighting.
The community is already suggesting new ways to interact with the Copper Golem. Some want it to function as a button or to control mobs and redstone mechanisms. Petitions have even resurfaced asking Mojang to fully integrate it into the core game following its long-awaited return after the 2021 mob vote.
Recent Reddit comments echo this excitement. The Copper Golem is making a return. I always loved and voted for Copper Golem. Thanks, Mojang. Did they just add item sorting? Inventory crowd being less annoying? Woo! This reflects a unique blend of nostalgia from longtime fans and excitement over practical improvements.
In older discussion threads that are still active, players go even further, suggesting that the golem could press buttons, interact with villagers, or even trigger redstone sequences. It's clear that players want to give this mob some real creative utility.
In short, the future of version 1.21 promises not just visual expansions, but also functional and interactive improvements that go beyond Copper, driven by a passionate and engaged player base.
In the upcoming game drops, we can expect more features for the Copper Golem, visual improvements for Java Edition, and perhaps even new mobs or mechanics, many of which are being directly shaped by community feedback.
This episode shifts the series into an exploratory phase, anticipating what lies ahead while highlighting the growing collaboration between Mojang and the community in shaping Minecraft's future.
Stay tuned for what's next, and thanks so much for watching this far.